What's up? Another test ride review for you today. Today we are test riding this 500 Honda Scrambler. This is a 500cc bike. We're kind of putting this one in place of the Rebel. It's pretty much the same format, a little more torque, a little more off-road capability. Other than that, pretty much the same bike. The other one's just more of a cruiser style. Just a quick shout out to Macomb Power Sports for making this video happen. They have allowed me to come and test ride all these bikes to give you my honest opinions on. And yeah, let's get this thing going because we don't have a ton of time. So we got a route mapped out. First impressions: ride height, a little taller. I'm 5'10", but I'm flat footing, so not too tall. Feet are a little more out in front of you. Not a great throttle response in terms of being, you touch it and something happens. It's got a little delay in it, which, as we've talked about in the past, is good for adventure riding, off-roading, things like that, because you don't want that really quick snappy break the back wheel loose on loose terrain. It's a little jerky right now at slower speeds. Really comfortable position, real upright, but still kind of like a, I don't want to say sporty feel because it's far from a sporty feel, but it's upright. It's got a little power to it. Nice little smooth acceleration. The shifting, it's not very clunky, which I don't like, but you know, that's just me being picky. So it's got it does have a pretty snappy acceleration, which is nice. It's a 500, so you got some power behind you. Why the f this person is riding? Back the f up. Back the f up, or I'll go so slow. My mount was a little loose there. We were about to lose the 360 camera. I'm glad I looked back. I like the little tank pads that this has. It's very comfy. It's not a very big tank, which is what I'm used to coming from a sport bike, but I kind of like this. It's kind of like got like a dirt bike feel between your legs. Just the tank part. Nothing else really feels like a dirt bike, just the tank part. All right, we are about to get on the freeway and see what this thing has in terms of freeway speed. I assume that it will perform just fine because it is a bigger bike. And the 300 we were just on, you should check that review video out if you're interested in getting one of those. Surprised me on the freeway, honestly. This handle's really not very playful. I wish I could like take this corner at speed. I wish I could get on the freeway at speed. Nobody wants to be at speed here. All right, let's do some. Oh yeah, no problems getting up to freeway speed. We are well into the speed limit and feels totally fine, totally stable. We have to get off at this exit. It's got some punch to it. I like it. It's not like it's not super punchy, but you pull the throttle and you're gonna get some pretty decently fast acceleration. From my short time on the freeway there, no problems whatsoever going freeway speeds, and very comfortable. Even without a windscreen, still pretty comfortable. And it is a little breezy, windy day out, which doesn't usually make these fair, but it performed just fine. So I'm not complaining about that at all. I'm really liking the way this bike feels. Braking is almost non-existent right now. I gotta warm these up. Braking, you're gonna want to give yourself plenty of time to brake. Also, stop and go might not be the most fun, even for me, because even though I'm flat footing, I kind of gotta, like, I mean, maybe it's something I would get used to, but I kind of gotta position my feet properly around these foot pegs. So not a big deal, but I don't think stop and go would be the most fun on this, especially since that throttle's not super responsive. You kind of got to give it a little bit. It's not the easiest to balance at slow speeds, but doable. This would be a great like back roads bike, you know, up north, if up north means the same to you as it does to me. Not a ton of traffic, 55 mile an hour, you got some dirt roads and whatnot, but open roads, this should be perfect for that. It does have enough power to get you out of a sticky situation, so if you got to drop a gear and punch it, it does have that. It's not super zippy like a sport bike would be, but it does have a little bit of, but it does have a little torque. I mean, it's a little bit more torque than the Rebel. I think it has a single horsepower more, so I don't think it's much more power, but it does have a little bit, it's a little more torquey. Yeah, stop and go, I'm not a huge fan of. Downtown riding would be kind of fun on this thing. City riding, you know, it's okay for that stuff. Like I said, I think this will excel in an area that's not as congested as this. All right, testing out the bumps on Urban Street. I'm nervous. A little jerky, but honestly, with the seating position, with your legs not being as far forward as a cruiser, you can kind of lift yourself off the bumps a little bit. You really do have to be at like the bottom of the next gear to like casually ride. To ride slow like this, you really got to be like one gear. I don't understand, but like hitting bumps and stuff, it feels very jerky in terms of the acceleration. Like I'm not moving my hand at all, but when I'm hitting these bumps, it's like woo, trying to be in between second and third gear, and it's not really giving me what I want. Let's talk about who this bike is for. Honestly, I think that there's a lot of people that could appreciate what this bike has to offer. You have some off-road capabilities, a nice cruiser-like medium power bike. It's got plenty of power, plenty of torque. I mean, it's fun. If you're looking for speed, it's just falling shy of that. But if you're looking to commute with this and you have Freeway on your commute, this will be totally chill for that. I don't see a lot of places where this would struggle. You know, even if you're riding with a group of your friends that all have sport bikes, you could keep up with them no problem on this. Unless they're cruising on the freeway at over 100, you'd be totally fine. Yeah, it's got some punch to it. A beginner rider, this is probably, it's not as forgiving as like a 300. It's not bad. I wouldn't call this a beginner bike because I don't think anything over a 400 is a beginner bike, but it's not bad for what it is. Like if you have a little bit of bike experience, you'd be okay on this thing. But it does have a decent amount of acceleration, and the brakes don't stop you the fastest. You're gonna want to know what you're doing before getting on one of these. It'd be a good upgrade from a little bike. You know, if you're on a 300 right now and wanted to jump up, this would be great for that. But somebody that wants little back roads, little country roads, this should be awesome for that. But seating position after a 15-minute ride, it's not too bad. I'm not a huge fan of this seat on this, but it's not horrible. It's not the most comfortable, but it's far from the least comfortable that I've been on. And honestly, this thing handles really well. And I've gotten a full ride on it. I don't mind where the handlebar position is. It's pretty comfortable. So yeah, if you want a comfortable, little sporty cruiser style bike, like a mid-tier, kind of is like a do-it-all, off-road capabilities, freeway capability. This is not a bad one to look into. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun on this thing.